go with Jeremy first. Is there tech in the stock in the tech space that you like better than Apple today over the next 5 or 10 years?
Sure, I'll cast my vote. We're talking about big tech. I'm going to go with Facebook.
Oh,
I think
that's hilarious.
right.
I mean, we're just talking about the domination of Facebook earlier, and I love it. I love it. You're bringing it
Yeah.
full circle.
I mean, Facebook gets a lot of hate from investors, on FinTwit and other, which is the sort of stocks group or people follow stocks on Twitter, and other kind of platforms. And, I get maybe from a consumer's perspective or user perspective, well, people might have some qualms with the company, but I mean, I think as from a business perspective, I mean, first of all, comparing it to Apple, I haven't looked recently. To me, Apple always seems a bit, I mean, the stock's done incredibly well in the last few years, but always seems a bit more expensive than it should be. Whereas Facebook, I look at it and like, why is the stock so cheap is how I'm thinking. And, Brian, we talked about Chinese stocks, last week, I think, and they're all, a lot of them are trading at discount prices, but, that's for obvious reasons, given the regulatory environment there. I mean, Facebook, I don't really know. I mean, the company's growing revenue, something like 25-30% a year. Their margins are huge. They have a great advertising business. I like what they're, I like what they're doing with virtual reality, Oculus. Mark Zuckerberg kind of went off about the metaverse in the last earnings call. So, we'll see what happens with that. But the company is spending a lot of money on that in that area, and so I think that gives them some optionality. They're also making a pretty big move with I mean, it's funny we're talking about them and Apple too, because they've been sort of battling it out after Apple kind of issued this new IDA, which is identity for advertisers. I think a new advertising protocol. Basically, you go on your iPhone and ask you if you don't want to be tracked. So that was supposed to be a problem for Facebook. It doesn't seem like it's been, kind of like what you said about the ad blocking software, as big of a problem as people thought. But that's one reason why Facebook is trying to go more directly in e-commerce, so they can just keep all that money, instead of asking small business to advertise with them, and then you click off and just buy something on their site or whatever. Now you can just buy directly from them with Facebook. So I mean, like kind of like what we're saying with, Apple's kind of monopolistic power of the App Store. I mean, I think Facebook kind of has that with their whole social media network. So, and the stock just always seems cheaper to me than it should be, and they seem to beat expectations pretty handily almost every.